Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto, and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 10 video game action figures and toys.
Well, you know about Retro Ghetto, collecting and playing retro. Street Fighter on the Nintendo, I'm a veteran at this, not a pro. Lock into the Retro Ghetto, come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples Settle, lock into the Retro Ghetto.
Okay, so it seems it's been quite a while since I've done a video primarily talking about my toys and action figures and things like that. They have been packed up for some time. Those that are new to the channel, I've recently moved house, so I've been slowly unpacking and getting all my things back out, which is like Christmas every day at the moment. You know, taking toys out the boxes that I'd almost forgotten about. So yeah, it's been a nice process. So yeah, I really want to get some content out there which focuses on my two loves, my video games and my action figures and toys. So it seemed like a perfect combination, and yeah, wanted to put this little top 10 together for you guys. And let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so coming in at number 10, we have got this Mega Man figure. This is from a company called Kid Robot. I'm a huge fan of their stuff and their merchandise. It's very artistic in their style. Not too dissimilar from the works of people like Cause and other, you know, very high art and high-end toy and action figure designers. I've got a lot of their Street Fighter line. I'm going for a full set of the minifigures for my Kid Robot Street Fighter figures. But yeah, I really wanted to highlight the Mega Man today. I really love the art style on this, and this is one of the larger ones. I think this is a 5-inch figure, as opposed to some of the smaller figures that I tend to collect from Kid Robot. Also, they did do one other larger figure, which is the Hot Ryu. But as I say, really I'm a big fan of the Kid Robot series generally. One of my favourite video game characters, absolutely love the Mega Man franchise, especially the Mega Man X series, is Mega Man. Okay, so coming in at number 9, we have got probably the most famous video game character of all time, and that is everybody's favourite plumber, Mario himself. Now this is one of their huge Jakks Pacific figures. I absolutely love this guy. You can also get the standard Mario as well, but this is obviously the Flower Power Mario. I actually picked this up from a toy fair a couple of years back. But yeah, I really love these figures. They make for great display pieces. This one I believe was made in 2014. So you can still pick these up for a half decent price, although they do seem to be steadily increasing, especially if you want them mint and with box. But yeah, obviously, I think it's one of them things. I'm a massive Nintendo collector myself, and I think every video game room needs one of these bad boys. Okay, so coming in at number 8, we have got somebody sexy, somebody from Derby. You'd be mistaken if you thought it was me. Obviously, it's Lara Croft herself. I really like this figure. This one is by Playmates, I believe. Let me just have a quick look on the bottom of her foot. Yeah, Playmates, made in 1999, courtesy of EOS PLC. And as I say, around 1999, that's just shortly after Tomb Raider 3 was released. So it's probably more in line with the last Revelation game. But yeah, I like this figure. There's quite a lot of articulation on it. I'm really happy to have found her with both her guns. They fit nicely in a holster as well. So yeah, again, another very iconic video game character, one that will go down in history. Arguably, you know, a mascot of PlayStations along with Crash Bandicoot. So another really nice piece for any game collector and any video game room. Okay, so in at number 7, and it's probably my favourite Disney franchise. I've said before on this channel, I love Greek mythology. And this was a film that I grew up watching over and over again. And my son, who's almost 3, he's recently discovered this film. I say he discovered it. It's nothing to do with the fact I forced him on it. But yeah, he's watching it 2 or 3 times a day. So I still know all the words. And that is Disney's Hercules. Now it's a little bit of a cheat code, this one, because admittedly it's primarily a movie and the movie came first. But there is also the PlayStation 1 game, and I'm such a big fan of that game as well. I'm currently collecting as many as I can for the Disney Mattel line. Absolutely love the line. I think it's a very underrated toy figure set. There's one that I've got my eye on that I really want. So stay tuned for my next pickups video, because I'm currently negotiating on picking that one up. So in at number 7, it's a little bit of a cheat code, I know, but I'm going to go in with PlayStation and Disney's Hercules line from Mattel from 1997. Okay, so coming into number 6. Now, this is another sort of art style figure, if you like. Sort of piece that you could imagine being in a gallery or in somebody's high-end sneaker collection somewhere. Anybody that watches this channel will know I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. And you can just about see, I think, Ryu sitting up there. This was a figure that my partner bought for me for my last birthday. I was so happy to have opened this. And it's courtesy of a company called Big Boys Toys. And they do a bulkies line. And I've been lucky enough to get this bad boy, Ryu. Now, Big Boys Toys themselves are a relatively new company. They're Hong Kong based. I also collect their TNC, the new Challengers line, which I'll show you some footage of now, which is, they're like figures that also have electronics inside, so they have the sounds and the backgrounds, etc. from the game. Absolutely love everything that this company is putting out, I really do. It's a shame that they are so expensive, with them being based so far away from the UK. It's very difficult to get them to this country at a decent price, but yeah. Check out Big Boys Toys and all the stuff that they're doing. Be careful when you're Googling Big Boys Toys. I'm taking no responsibility for what comes up on your search engine. But yeah, absolutely delighted to add this guy, and I'm hoping to add some more bulkies to my collection going forward. Okay, so from 1985, in at number 5 is the oldest figure that I'm going to be talking about today. And that is my friend and yours, Rob himself. I mean, it's just a piece of history at this point, right? So yeah, Rob, or robotic operating buddy, as I definitely didn't just read off this piece of paper, came way back in 1985 with the original Nintendo NES set. They tried to rebrand what video games and video consoles were at that time. They tried to turn them into more of a sort of a toy and, you know, remarket it to sort of give it a push after the crash of the Atari. It only actually worked with 2 games, Gyromite and Stack Up. Personally, I'm not a big Nintendo collector. I'm more Super Nintendo. That was my era, so that's where my sort of collecting starts. But yeah, again, one that I think any video game collector should have. Every video gamer man cave, I believe, should have a Rob sitting on the shelf somewhere. And yeah, it's just nice to have something that old that's probably got so many stories behind it in your collection.
Will you be the one to witness the birth of the incredible Nintendo Entertainment System? The one to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot, batteries not included. He helps you tackle even the toughest challenge. Will you be the first to raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt or action-packed Hogan's Alley and high-flying Kung Fu, each sold separately? Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System? Comes with Rob, Zapper, Control Deck, 2 controllers, Gyromite, and Duck Hunt.
Okay, so in at number 4 is my favourite completed set. This has actually been completed +1. You'll see what I mean in a minute. But that is the DC God of War set from 2010. Now this was based on the God of War 3 game, which, as you know if you've watched my favourite video games of all time, is one of my favourite video games ever made. Absolutely love this series, and I absolutely love these figures. It took me a long time to piece this set together. There's Hades, there's Hercules, and Zeus. Zeus in particular was very hard for me to find. But yeah, really happy to have this full set. And not only do I have the full set, but I was fortunate enough, I think a year or so ago, to get this bad boy here, which is a prototype from the set. So as I say, I've completed the set +1. I don't know if any of these exist apart from this one. It's even got like the coding on the foot, as you get with these sort of figures. But yeah, it was really nice to add that to the set. So yeah, it's a set that I'm done with. I absolutely love it. The detail that DC put into this. And I might be wrong, let me know, toy experts out there. I don't know if DC have done too many video game lines where they've produced them themselves. Usually they tend to stick to their own sort of universe and their own characters. So yeah, let me know if they did do any other toy lines, because the detail on these is immense. Okay, so in at number 3, and again guys, a little bit of a cheat code. It was a movie first, don't get me wrong, but one of my favourite films. I grew up watching this, and that is...
Save your breath. You got nothing on me. You know it, I know
Tony Montana, Scarface himself. Now this is the Mezco line. I'm a big fan of Mezco and everything that those guys produce there. I love the style that they put on these figures. You know, the film was made in, what, 1983. To show how relevant it still is, Mezco made these figures in 2005. And then to tie it all in, and the reason I've managed to get these on the list, the PlayStation 2 game was made in 2006. So yeah, just something that has stayed relevant throughout pop culture. Love the film, love the character, and absolutely love these figures. Okay, so in at number 2 is a video in itself. I've already done it, guys. If you haven't seen it, please go back and check it out. And that is my Street Fighter action figure set. It's the set that I've got the most love for, I've got the most figures of, and yeah, I absolutely love collecting Street Fighter action figures. Primarily the SOTA figures, state-of-the-art toys, which ended a few years back, but I'm still enjoying finding all the ones I can. And a more recent company, Storm Collectibles, who are making figures such as this. The detail, the size, you know, these come with so many accessories, so many points of articulation. Absolutely love these toys. Or action figures, whatever it is that makes adults feel better about collecting what is essentially toys. Call it what you will. But yeah, I put the two together for comparison here to show you the difference between Storm and SOTA. SOTA are a bit smaller, they don't have the same points of articulation, but I love the art style and also love how many variants they have for the different characters, the different outfits, etc. So yeah, if you haven't, guys, please check out the video that I made on my Street Fighter action figure collection. It's quite large. Okay, drum roll please. In at number 1, it can only be this. That is my 18-inch NECA Kratos from the 2018 God of War game. This figure is unreal. It's an absolute beast. You'll be seeing some photos and video of it now. The detail in this is second to none. I don't think this was a figure that was ever actually stocked in the UK. It was something that was very difficult for me to get a hold of. And I think I actually got it from Germany via eBay. So yeah, delighted to have this in the collection. This is my crowning jewel of my Toys R Action figure sets. And no matter how many game rooms I go through, I'm currently in the process of making my video game Retro Ghetto 3.0. There's a series on that, check it out if you haven't already. This guy will be there with me as the mascot. I mean, I love this guy so much, he actually was the artwork behind, wrong arm, the artwork behind this tattoo here. So when I went to my tattooists, I took that action figure with me and we're able to pose it in such a way. It's not quite finished yet, but I'd be remiss not to put this in at number 1. It's on my arm for life, and as you guys know, I'm a huge God of War fan. So that's it, that's my top 10. I could have done so many honourable mentions. There's so many toys and figures scattered across the floor in front of me right now. It really is an adult collector's haven right now. But yeah, I had to limit it down to 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I do a lot of video game content, but I also do talk about my toys as and when I get an opportunity to do so. We're finally out of lockdown here in the UK. I'm going to be doing some hunts very shortly, both games and toys. There's one shop in particular I can't wait to go to, which is full of video games, retro, toys, the lot. I'm hoping to record there next week. So yeah, hit the subscribe button. Don't miss out on those tours. And I keep promising you guys a tour of what is the Retro Ghetto 2.5, which is the sort of makeshift man cave, if you like, that I'm currently sitting in. And I am working on it, guys, but it's got so much going on all fronts. I want to get this room perfect and clean, ready for that tour. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep it retro, play your video games and play with your toys. I'll see you good people on the next one. Do take care.
Retro Ghetto.